Over the last, how many months has it been? It's 5.5 months. It seems like from the very beginning, there's been a lot of interest in our radio system, and we kept telling you during that time that we were bringing up a new system. So this weekend, we made the transition, and I said, I think then that would probably be bugs in a new system, but we wanted to give you just a status report because there had been so much interest in it. We're pleased to announce that it's been up and running for about 30 hours. Went online Sunday morning. Oakland has been able to be the first city in Northern California to do this because, as you know, we have had this history of dealing with the disasters of the Loma Prieta earthquake and then the wildfire. Actually, I think it was reversed, and that we learned firsthand that even though we had a lot of nearby neighbors, that we couldn't talk to each other. And over the years, we've applied for federal grants. We've been putting together our system. The federal government is trying to move everyone to what's called the P25 or platform. And we have both people from the company and our staff who will talk to you more about that. And so we're very, very pleased to be the first city in Northern California to do this. We're not the first in the country. They've been piloting this in the military and in other parts of the country, but there are not a lot of places that are here yet. And so what we have today is the staff that's responsible for installing it, the police officers who were on shift during the first day, and we have representatives of the company who are also going to join us. So before I start, I want to thank Alameda County Medical Center for hosting this here. And the reason we wanted to do it here is that this is one of the centers that we couldn't communicate with directly before. And now with the P25 system, we can. So the first person I'm going to introduce is Ken Borden, who's the director of the city's Oakland, the city's Information Technology Department.
Thank you, Mayor Quan. Thank you, everyone, for coming. First, I want to give thanks and appreciation to the police and fire departments and others involved in this project. Without their help, we couldn't be where we are at this point. So we really appreciate their help, and we're continuing to work closely as we go through this period of refinements and adjustments. As the mayor said, we've been live for 30 hours as of Sunday morning. The system at this point is solid, operating well without interruptions. We are now in that phase of the project where we will work closely with our first responders to make any adjustments and refinements to the system as we move over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We expect to progress through this period of adjustments and refinements, as I said, over the next 2 to 3 weeks. During this period, we will resolve any issues as they are identified and continue to work with police and fire as they adjust to using the new system. We have a team of engineers on the ground. We have Daley Wells, our systems integrator, as well as engineers from the Harris Corporation. They are the manufacturer of the equipment that we're using. This team of engineers, together with my staff, will continue to monitor the system over the next 2 to 3 weeks with the help of police and fire and respond immediately to any issues that may arise. Our lessons learned from this first P25 implementation will be of great value, we think, to the region. It's always good, and someone has to be first, but we're not going to be last. Our region is very busy, and we're working with them on their implementations, and we are going to bring this thing together and have a shining example of what interoperability is about for the Bay Area.
On behalf of the Oakland Police Department, I want to thank everybody for being here. I'd like to speak on behalf of the Oakland Police Department, also the communications section. This is definitely a big step for the Oakland Police Department. This is a huge improvement for our communications operations. We've had the opportunity to really test the system and put ourselves in a position to advance forward in the field of communications. Officers have had the pleasure of experiencing positive things with this new system. We find ourselves communicating in areas that we haven't been able to communicate before, so there is a significant improvement in that. and we appreciate that. This is a different sound. This is a digital sound. Officers have been programmed to listen to an analog system. This is now digital. So this is a transition period for us. We are looking forward to this transition. This is an operation now that we're moving forward in the area of communications, and we look forward to working with the technicians. They've been on site with us constantly, making every necessary adjustments to put us in the area to have great success, and that's what we're looking forward to. The transition has also been very good for us in the matter of, for officers, this is nothing huge for them to change over. The radios are already pre-issued radios. They're existing radios they have been using. It's just a matter of just switching over to another channel. So it's a seamless transition. It's very simple for the officers. It doesn't modify any additional operations. We put ourselves in a position just to remind officers about just the daily fundamental use of radios, and we're going to be able to provide ultimate service to the community of Oakland through this system.
The system is still a work in progress. When I became a council member, I think 8 years ago, I was shown a map with these big giant fingers. Those are the ravines in the hills of Oakland where you still have blackout areas. And what this has done is shrunk the fingers a little bit, and we're going to be building some more towers, and those will shrink even more. So it's still somewhat a work in progress, but being at this platform definitely covers more area. So I have by my notes we're going to do the demonstration, or are you going to speak first?
The demonstration.
We're going to do a demonstration again. This is a hospital where we weren't able to directly communicate before without going through two different systems. And so, who's going to do the demonstration?
A radio shop. This is Radio 1. Do you hear me?
Radio shop, is you loud and clear?
Or will you give me a long count, please? Well, Radio shop. This is Radio 1. Would you give me a long count, please?
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Thank you very much.
So, will you explain to them what they just saw?
Okay, yes, I will. What you just saw was a P25, a simulcast network in action. As well as 2 weeks ago, we could not communicate in this room. As of bringing up this network, we now communicate in this room as well as other places that we could not before. A simulcast means that everything is being broadcast at the same time all over the city.
Good morning and welcome. Interoperability, as we know, for voice communications and data for first responders is a national as well as a regional concern. Especially in the Bay Area, we have organized a consortium of cities and counties called BAYRICS, the Bay Area Regional Interoperable Communications System Forum. And through BAYRICS, the core cities, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, Alameda County Sheriffs, Santa Clara County, we have been working to bring in federal funds to make us better prepared to respond to as well as recover from major disasters. As part of that continuum, communications has been our #1 priority, in particular interoperability and getting to a P25 standard. In 2008, the mayors of Oakland, San Francisco, and San Jose and Alameda County Sheriffs made a commitment to become P25 by 2013. I'm very proud to sit here today to say that Oakland is the first city of that commitment to become P25. And as one of the first, as Ken stated, we're going to have lessons learned through the implementation of the system that will assist our partners as they move towards P25. We've received about $7.7 million worth of Bay Area Urban Area Security Initiative funds to build our system because it meets the national standards. We are what is called a system of systems, and the technical people will talk about that. But what that means basically is that you can have one system that's P25 by one manufacturer and another system that's P25 from another manufacturer, and you can bridge those two systems together to speak to each other. So this is critical. We've had many major disasters in Oakland as well as the Bay Area. As Mayor Quan stated, the earthquake, the firestorm. Most recently, we had freeway collapses. We've had the Meserly event. We've had many different types of emergency events in the Bay Area, and this gets us one step closer to being able to talk between police and fire and other jurisdictions. I'm happy to report that I spoke with our fire department today, and so far for the first 30 hours, they have experienced no issues or glitches or problems so far. The system seems to be working stably, and they're also looking forward to a seamless system. As Mayor Quan said, this is the first phase of this system, and we're going to be adding additional towers so that we have better coverage in the future over the next 6 to 12 months, and we'll keep you up to speed on that. In closing, what I'd like to say is that Oakland continues to lead with a collaborative approach and spirit as we ensure the safety of our first responders and the community, and rolling out the P25 system that will ensure emergency communications interoperability today and in the future. Thank you.
So Oakland's first. We're working in this consortium. We expect San Francisco, then probably the rest of the county and San Jose to be coming online soon. Since I was elected, I think Mayor Reed and Mayor Lee and I have been talking almost every month about our progress here. So we're looking forward to having the entire Bay Area on the P25 by 2013. We'll be hosting a forum for all the other agencies. They're interested to see how the implementation's been going on July 6th at the Oakland Emergency Operations Center downtown, the black and white building. And so any of the other agencies in the area are going to be invited to be there. So that's it. We have also Wendell Norwood of Daily Wells here, and we'll take any questions.
What was causing these blackouts that OPD was experiencing specifically in East Oakland under the old system, and what is it about this new system that's supposed to either prevent them or minimize that from happening?
Well, this is an entirely different system. I mean, as the technician stated, this is very solid. We haven't experienced any blackouts in the 30 hours that we've been under operation. That's a technical question as far as channel related to the old analog system. Our expectations is this digital system would address that, and that's specifically why we are on this system, to build a solid platform to put ourselves in a position so we will not have blackouts.
So you're pretty confident that that's not going to be a problem for officers on the field anymore?
We're confident.
Can you give us an example of what was occurring? You said that before you could not communicate in this room, for example. What does that mean exactly?
Well, it's a reception and coverage area. This system that we're currently on, the P25, has improved radio operations and transmissions in several areas, which is great for us. We never have been able to transmit here at the Trauma Center at Highland Hospital. That's been a big problem for officers in order to get information out to field units or to give updates. Now we can do that. We find ourselves in a position to communicate, and that's a tremendous advantage for us right now.
It's worthwhile saying that the system has actually been up and running for the last 6 weeks, and it's been tested rigorously by both police and fire personnel. They've used that time to become acclimated to digital sound versus analog sound. They've been very pleased and surprised at the increased coverage that they have. We think that adds a lot to officer safety. The past is the past, but the old system has been brought back as close as possible to factory specifications, and we intend to use that not only as a safety net, should we have to make any tweak that would require that, but we've also made certain there have been no problems with that in the last few months, and that's a dedicated effort with Kenzo IT staff and engineers from both Daily Wells and Harris, the manufacturer of the equipment.
At this point, any neighboring agency can have access to the system if they have a P25 radio program into our system. That's today. In the future, as they come online with P25 systems, there are national standards that are in play that industry is using to build products to interface different manufacturers' systems together, P25 systems together. So that's the next step.
But right now, everybody's on a different.
So how do the others
San Francisco,
communicate
San
with us?
Jose, Oakland, you're all on different.
Right, we have a gateway. We have a gateway between our P25 system and our the 800 megahertz and other legacy systems. So we can continue to talk to them as we do today on our old system.
But
That's still in play.
But in 2 years, when they come online, it'll just be easier, or?
Exactly. In 2 years, when they come online and we're all under the same standard, then the gateway goes away. We have national standard interfaces in play, and we can all talk via the P25 national standard.
What does that mean logistically? Are the officers or the cars outfitted with separate radios, or is it the same system, you have two different frequencies in play?
No, we'll have the same, we'll be all using the same P25 standard. All they have to have in the cars are P25 standard base radios. There's an interface we call inter-subsystem interface. That's a national standard. I think I got that right looking at my technical person there. That standard is being used, let me give you an example. That standard is being used in Texas, where the city of Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth Airport has a P25 system that we have Harris Corporation equipment. The city of Dallas has a Motorola P25 system for all of their public safety. Those two systems are meshed together via this national ISSI standard, so they can all talk together even though they have equipment from different manufacturers.
Ken, her question is, for those who are not on P25, how do you communicate, for instance, with Berkeley?
Right, today?
Yes.
Yes, we can communicate with Berkeley through our gateway. We have a gateway between our P25 system and any legacy system we need to talk to.
So it's nothing in the car, we do that all?
No, it's nothing nothing in the car.
Currently, even with this new system, what are the current dead spots? Or where are they, I should ask?
Well, we're still going through assessing the dead spots.
They're measuring them now.
So we're measuring these dead spots because we've maintained a dead spots list on the old system, and that's changing, and we know it's changing because of the improvement in communications in this facility that you've just experienced. And I'll give you another example. There's a dead spot at the intersection of MacArthur and Seminary. That dead spot is no longer there. So we know for a fact at this time that we are improving in places where we've had dead spots, but we're continuing to make that assessment so we can rebuild that list again. And we think that list is going to be smaller.
So at this very moment, you don't really know if you have any dead spots or where they are at this, right now. You're still gathering information?
Yeah, with the new system, yes. We're still gathering information on the dead spots.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on sort of the technical side, without getting too technical, of what it is about this new system that eliminates those dead spots?
The system in its entirety is new, including the antenna system, including the technology in the antenna system. A down tilt of the antennas has a more penetrating, more powerful coverage that still falls well within the FCC range. The radios that Oakland has are the latest technology. They're software defined, they're software upgradable to the very next level of interoperability. Oakland is very well positioned for future growth, for adding cities that wish to participate in a model that is both economical for the cities, because everybody's budget is being tested right now.
But mostly, the most important thing is, we live in earthquake country. We have dangers of urban wildfires. We need to be prepared to help each other out in the East Bay, and we know that this will make all of our emergency workers, fire and police, safer and more able to communicate with each other. So that's pretty much it. Any more questions?
A couple people have mentioned the difference between digital and analog sound, and the officers getting acclimated to that. Is that a meaningful difference, or is that?
Seems clearer to me, I have to tell you. I sit and ride in a lot of police cars.
As they become more familiar and use radios regularly, then they will actually retrain the hearing to the digital sound, because it is a little different than analog sound.
This singles out interoperability with BART in the cities of Piedmont and Emeryville and Park District. Is there a reason, you said that San Francisco, all these other, is that currently ongoing? Do they have P25 radios in those?
They're all going to try to get there. We're just the first city. Because of the past disasters, we started earlier, so we're ahead, and then when we got the federal grants, we were able to complete it. The city's been budgeting money for this for a long time. I think some of the other cities really waited for this for the federal dollars. So the good thing about what's happened in Oakland is that we started earlier, we got federal funding earlier, and we were able to complete our system first because we've been working on this problem for a couple of decades now. And the city of Oakland, for its budget, and the citizens of Oakland have been paying for a lot of the pieces of moving towards this, and so that puts us ahead, and we're very grateful to have this in place.